everyone. Good morning, good Monday morning. How is everybody doing? It's P9. I'm live again for the first time in about a good 5 days or so. And I just wanted to get on here and touch bases with you guys. Don't plan on being on here too long. Just wanted to touch bases with you guys this morning. Do a morning live stream. Wanted to go live and chop it up with you guys for a few minutes before I get me some sleep. Um, I'm just gonna go, talk with you guys for a few minutes, get some rest, get up, and go get a workout in. Go hit the gym. Go hit these weights. So P9 can stay in shape. So I can stay in shape, stay conditioned for these walks, for these vlogs. Um, I do plan on vlogging again this week. I haven't decided where yet. This ultimately is going to come down to weather, but I do plan on doing some vlogging this week. I'm saying all this and nobody in here yet. What's going on, good people? 8 o'clock in the morning, 8:40 my time. How's everybody doing this morning? Waiting for some people to get up in here in the live stream. Got two people in the live. Two people in the live. I'm gonna wait till some people get into the live stream. We can get into, I'm not, like I said, I don't plan on being on here too long. Just gonna this is basically just a live stream, just checking in, give you guys an update on what's going on with the channel. Hopefully everybody who's been supporting the channel, been watching the vlogs, been watching the videos, hopefully you guys been enjoying. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying. Like I said, I still have a lot more content in the works. So just because I might not post for a few days does not mean that I'm still not active. It's just that I got some stuff in the works. So thanks to everybody who really truly supporting the channel. Appreciate each and every one of y'all. Appreciate each and every one of y'all. We have one person in the chat. We have on on YouTube. I guess that's what the YT stands for. Says good morning. Thanks for tuning in, Raider. And asked me, do I play video games? I mean, I do occasionally. I'm not a heavy gamer like that, but I do occasionally play games. I do occasionally play. But I'm not even gonna lie to you. I have not, like, the most recent console that I have as of now is the Xbox One, and that was like the last generation Xbox. Like, I haven't really been on my video gaming lately, but I appreciate you for subscribing to the channel, Raider. Appreciate that. Stay tuned for more content. I got a lot of content in the works. So yeah, definitely check out the videos whenever you get a chance. Check out the content, the long form videos. I would appreciate it. Um, and definitely leave a comment. If you go to the video, leave a comment. That way I know you stop by, and I go check out your channel as well. But yeah, man. So what everybody got up for today. I mean, I know it's Monday, so a lot of people are back to work. It's the start of the work week for a lot of people. But I just thought I'd get on here and say good morning to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, it has been a few days, so just have to tap in every now and then and give an update. Um, like I said, I haven't decided where I'm going this Thursday, but I do plan on getting some content. Do plan on uh, getting some content and posting more vlogs. What's up, Azanti? Azante Rose. Azante Rose says hi, and we have Secro. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Secrover 8752 says hello. Welcome to the live stream. Thanks for tuning in. Azante says it's Tuesday, just past midnight. Okay, so you in a whole nother time zone. You talking about Tuesday? It's Monday over here. You are already in Tuesday, so you must be overseas somewhere. Do you love Cambodia? It looks nice. Cambodia looks nice, but I've never visited. But from what I've seen of Cambodia, it looks very nice. Looks very nice. Kitty Cat Hey says, hello, it's nice meeting you. Nice meeting you too, Kitty Cat. Appreciate you for tuning in to this live stream this morning. Got Stash Cash in the building. What's good, Stash? Appreciate you for tapping into the live this morning. Appreciate you. Hope everything going well with you. Are you from Australia? Okay, I figured you had to been from overseas somewhere. If it's if you already in Tuesday and we in Monday. hmm Shout out to Australia. Got a few viewers from over there in Australia. Just just playing GTA online. Needed a break. Okay, okay. Yeah, sometimes that's what you need. Sometimes that's what we need. Everybody needs a break sometime. Ooh, the land down under. Land down under. What's good, my guy? Good to see you. Yeah, I'm here at work. I got your notification bell on, so I saw you pop up on my feed finally. Yeah, that's what's up. I'm glad a notification finally came up when I went live. So I appreciate that, Stash. But yeah, man, I definitely appreciate you for tapping into the live. While at work, man. I appreciate that, man. Stay grinding, stay humble. And as far as how I'm feeling, I've been feeling really well. I've been feeling really good, man. Just blessed to be here, blessed to, be doing my just blessed to be here, just living in general, being a content creator and just doing all that type of stuff. Just I'm just grateful. You know what I'm saying? And everything. I'm gonna get some rest. I'm gonna get a little nap in. Then I'm gonna hit up the gym today. Hit up the gym, get a workout in. Get a workout. It's been a minute since I really did any like heavy exercising or anything like that. As far as lifting weights and stuff. So that's pretty much what I'm getting into today. What type of music am I into? I'm into a whole lot of different type of genres of music. Like I do, aside from rap music, I like to listen to neo soul. I like to listen to alternative hip hop. I like to listen to a little bit of rock and roll. I'm with jazz music, ambient music, a little bit of everything really. What up, Bambi? I'm doing part three of my Haunted America tonight, part four tomorrow. Okay. Okay, I'll be sure to check it out. You've been on a roll with these with your shows and everything and your with your posts. You've been very consistent and making dropping banger after banger, with your especially with those haunted videos and those adventures. I really appreciate it. What's up, coach? Coach in the building. Coach Mean Green in the building. Hopefully everything's been going well with you, coach. I appreciate you for tuning in to this live stream this morning. Yeah, yeah, definitely, Stash. Yeah, definitely got a good day ahead of me for sure. For sure, man. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to it, man. I appreciate that, Azanti Rose. You said keep positive, appreciate what you got, no matter how little it is. Yeah, you definitely have to. You definitely have to appreciate it for sure. Even the littlest things, like even like you know what I'm saying, just the simplest things in life, we gotta appreciate those. Like just the fact that we get up in the morning and just the fact that you could go outside and you can just go outside and listen to nature, listen to the animals, or listen to listen to the birds and chirping and just simple stuff like that. That's things we should be appreciative of. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Bambi, definitely. I definitely want to go check out some of those places. And that's yeah, I survived the horror movie. Yeah, yeah, I saw. But you have been doing a great job entertaining us. You know what I'm saying, with the adventures and the Mama Diablo, all of that. In fact, the last one I saw from Bambi you had you featured in was dope. I appreciate that, Stash. Appreciate you for checking out the videos, man. For real. They be having me dying. They be having me cracking up. Like for real. My character be on there wilding out, bro. For real. Especially going into going be not going into another country with some banned products, with some hot sauce that wasn't even allowed over there. Yeah, roof above your head, absolutely. Those things we definitely should never take for granted, but always be appreciative of. For real. Yeah, so you know what it is. You say you were homeless at one point, so yeah, yeah. So you understand, like, that's what definitely help you give definitely give you a better appreciation of life. When you actually go through things, when you go through struggle, it definitely gives you like when you rise above it. It just makes you that much more appreciative. Just overcoming adversity. You and Lopez tore it up. Yeah, we did. Like we was yeah. That those RV travels are hilarious. Those RV travels, man. I can't wait to see more of it though. Moose Mob and Maple Maggie and the Diablo lady. Yeah. Yeah, those are some characters right there. Those are some characters for real, for real. I can't I can't wait to the next adventure for sure. You know how that go. Uh-oh, you done threw stash in one of the videos. Uh-oh. That's what's up. That's what's up. Hey, good to see my peeps in the videos as well. But yeah, I see that you have like you said, excuse me, Um part three, I can't wait to see that. That premieres today, actually. Yep, premieres today at 5 p.m. I can't wait to see that. I think he's in the third one and the fourth one. I think he runs a shoe store in New York. Okay, okay, shoot, that's gonna be fire. That's gonna be fire. Yeah, I can't wait to see that. I'm gonna check out that Blade, that analyzing evil Blade video. I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna check that out for real. Do you like Lil Wayne? Yeah, Lil Wayne is cool. Lil Wayne is cool. I actually came up. I actually grew up on Lil Wayne. Basically, I grew up on his music for the most part. Um, he was a huge part of my when I was in high school, especially. That's when Lil Wayne really blew up when I was like in high school, like the era between like '05 and like '08, around that era. That's when Lil Wayne was in his prime, like you know, and you know what I'm saying. That I remember all the Carter albums and the dedication mixtapes. Yeah, that was a huge part of like my high school years for sure. Hmm. Yeah, yeah, I remember that. I remember that. Yeah, Lopez escaped Canada, Moose Mancini. Yo, we be having some wild adventures, man. Like for real, it jumped me crazy. We've been in we done been in reenactments of the Civil War. We done drove like as far as with that with Supreme, and then now Lopez, me and Lopez going on adventures. That's crazy. Driving a raggedy broke down RV. Oh man, driving through intense blizzards and everything. Yeah, we didn't escape wise guys uh in Vegas and fought the cartel in the Alamo. Yeah, for real. We did have some adventures for real. Yeah, I remember that song "Get Off the Corner" by Wayne. Yeah, I remember that. That was old school Lil Wayne. That was teenage Lil Wayne right there. That was teenage Lil Wayne. Back when he was vibing with the big timers and the hot boys and all of them. What up, Yaya? Yaya says, quick, hey, I'll be back, Supreme, talking about something. Okay. Yeah, appreciate you for tuning in, Yaya. You still say Burning Man is your favorite? Yeah, I like the Burning Man video as well. Yeah, like I was really showing out in that video. I was really showing out in that video like crazy. What up, Dark Horse? Dark Horse in the building. Dark Horse in the chat. What's good, man? How you been? Yeah. He was 14 or something. He writes he writes his one weird shit, but damn, his songs are great. Yeah, Wayne is like that in that era in like the early 2000s. Like Wayne was just killing it, like left to right. He was killing it for real. Like really, that whole Cash Money record label was like, you know, it was mainly like at first it was No Limit, and then it was Cash Money. I think Cash Money just kind of they just took over, like they took over, bro. I did 12 videos based on Dark Horse. Yeah, Bambi. Yeah, Bambi, you've been putting in Bambi, you've been putting in that work though, for real. You've been putting in that work. Like, you know, giving us some really, really dope content with the cartoons and the ghost stories and the analysis of this is really cool, really very, very talented. That was a great wing war. Yeah, we love some wings now. The wing verse and the pizza verse to tackle our greatest enemy. Hey, those are some good ideas, Dark Horse. What up, Ryan? My boy Ryan in the building. What's going on, fam? I just been, I'm just chilling on this Monday morning. Yes, absolutely, Dark Horse. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Like she's very talented. Gonna make millions in Hollywood for sure. For sure, man. Very captivating. I mean, very captivating stories for sure. I think we are gonna team up and battle BD and Ryan in the Music Gate War. Hey, that's what's up. BD and Ryan in the Music Gate War, yeah. I still remember BD was in I still remember that one day when I went live and BD was in the chat and y'all was going back and forth. That was hilarious, man. I'm trying to be P Diddy rich. Oh man. Nah, yeah, the word, yeah, like Dark Horse, you a real one with the words of encouragement. Like Dark Horse, you a real one, bro. Nothing but respect, man. Nothing but respect for for the words of encouragement and everything like that, for sure. And that's really ultimately like when I think about it, bro, like when you know you have the support and you know you have support from people that believe in you and people that like give you words of encouragement, it just motivates you even more. Like it just adds that fire, like to just want to do good and be successful. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Music Man versus the Pizza Verse. Yeah, I definitely can't wait to see that. Like for real. If you got a dream, follow it. Yeah, you definitely have to. You definitely got to go for it. God put us here to serve our purpose, and when you find the purpose, chase it. Yes, absolutely. Like that's one thing that's the thing. That's the biggest thing right there that people need to realize is that you're here for a purpose. It's just that some people need to really you know like find their purpose. You really have to find their purpose, like, and just you here for a reason. I always feel like you here for a reason. Like you have to just find your purpose and just like go after it like 1,000%. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just go after it. Like Bambi, for example. You know what I'm saying? The work Bambi's putting in with these cartoons and everything like that. It's the fact that, I mean, that's like, that's her purpose to just, like she definitely fulfilling her purpose, and that you can really appreciate and be motivated and be inspired by. I'm totally reinventing my life at 46. Okay, okay. Yeah, see, that's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. And sometimes that's what we need, you know what I'm saying? Like, Like even with me just like for me being able to do something that I'm passionate about, and like and to be able to like post these videos, and for people to get the feedback from the people. It's just like it's really a very humbling experience. And like it really gives me like a whole lot of purpose. Like it feels good when you wake up and you have purpose in life, and you live in your dream, and you have something to look forward to. That's something that's like I feel like everyone should strive for, you know. Yeah, she really does. She really does. The passion is definitely there. The passion is definitely there, like for sure. Yeah, yeah. Like I definitely see where you coming from, Dark Horse. Like it's always good. Like and then with these cartoons, yeah, I can definitely see that too. It definitely gets noticed for sure. I can definitely see it getting recognition and notice. And you're never too old to chase a dream. Absolutely. Like, no matter how old you are, you can definitely, you know what I'm saying, just definitely put the work in and get in, chase that dream, for sure. For sure. That's what I realized, you know, that's what I realized seeing like it's very enjoyable, seeing us, like watching us in these cartoons is just it's just so enjoyable because like that's and then the characters be looking like us too. The characters look just like us for real. That's what makes so funny. Like characters look just like us. You know, and the narration is just it's hilarious. Yes, and sometimes I be thinking that too, Bambi. Like sometimes I wish I would have done like my content. Um, I wish I would have done my content a long time ago, and just like I wish sometimes I sit back and wish I would have started doing YouTube, or started like my channel like back in like 20, at least like the 2015, era, somewhere around there, you know. But I'm glad I hopped on when I did. I wish I would have started earlier. I was just focused on being a wife and a mom. Yeah, yeah, that's understandable. Husband died, and now that part of my life and what I did is gone. Got to do something else. Yeah, and I know that's very tough. That's really tough to have to endure such a loss. You know what I'm saying? And like, that's really tough, especially trying to move on in life. If there's something like that happens, I know that has to be a uphill climb, a uphill battle. But but you're doing very well, and with your content, and I see that you really, just really putting in that work and that passion. The Brady Bunch VS. Yeah, I feel you on that, Bambi. Yeah. Now I'm just a mom to adult kids, and it's boring. My kids have their own lives, Yeah, yeah. Once they get to be once they get to be adults, they just basically be doing their own thing. I definitely understand. Yeah, nah, I feel you on that. Something to fill that void, for sure. You know, but like, so yeah, and it definitely gives you a lot of time to really be in your creative space. When it's nothing like being in your creative space and just generating idea after idea, and just like translating those ideas into the actual art. I mean, that's really cool. Yeah, and that's how I be too. Like, and I can understand how that could be. Balancing life and everything, balancing life and YouTube and everything like that. I'm no longer the center of their world. Oh wow, so it's life. They grow up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's how it is. When with me and my parents. You know what I'm saying? Like my parents. They all their kids are grown, and it's just like now they just basically doing their own thing. We doing our own thing. It's just not having my man to cook, clean for, take care of all I got. Now is my creativity and thoughts. Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. It's just like that's how I feel the same way. Just having that creativity and thoughts, and it really helps. You know, when you're in a quiet space and everything like that. My kids don't call me as much since college hurts because shit hurts because I feel like I beg for a call. Yeah, yeah. I see what you're saying. Like, now I can't say that I relate necessarily because because I've never I don't have any kids of my own, so I can't say that I really relate to it, but I can say that I can, like put myself in your shoes and say and see that, if your kids and grew up, like you raised them, they grow up, they go off to college and everything like that. And it's like and you see a shift in like, it's like a shift, from what you were used to they used to look, they would look up to you, and now it's like they don't even, you rarely hear from them. Like even my mom says that, and my dad says that about me sometimes. Like after we grew up, we still, we contact them here and there. We contact them, and we go see them every now and then. But it's just like they say, y'all done grew up. It's just like it's different. I'm used to seeing y'all every day. It was one point I'm used to seeing y'all every day, seeing y'all off to school, and you know what I'm saying? Take you guys to your doctor's appointments and yada yada yada, all these type of different things. And now y'all grown. I hardly ever see you or hear from you. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's just basically one of those situations where it's like, you know, you just basically get into, you just get your own life. Yeah, and it feel like that too, Bambi. Like when you're young, your mom and dad are God. Yeah, yeah. Like we lean on them for everything. Like I lean, I lean on mom and dad for everything. Whenever I had needed something, you know what I'm saying. Like you know, I lean on them for that, and it's just like yeah, it's now it's just kind of like when we talk, it's just basically you know, and a lot of times too, every now and then we'll talk and we'll reminisce about us being kids. They'll say, "I miss you," especially my mom. She'll tell us, she'll tell me and my sister, she missed when we was kids. I used to take y'all to the museums, and I used to take y'all to SeaWorld, and used to take y'all here and there. You should just have a bond. Just bond with y'all, and seeing y'all grow up, and become adults. It kind of made it made her feel like real emotional. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, yeah. Yeah, Mike says I just missed them. The house empty, and I'm gonna get a dog and a roommate. Yeah, man, I feel you on that, Mike. Yeah, I know it can be something else, and it's like I got two I got two adult kids and a 15-year-old in my house. Oh wow. Yeah, 15. That's something. Once you hit them teen years, that's them teen years or something else. And I know we all been there. We all been a teenager at one point in time, and so we know how it is. But it's just like, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like I remember my teenage years, it was just like those were some really, really trying times, like for me. And like a lot of that teenage angst is something else. Like teenage angst is something else. Bro, I remember that like it was yesterday. Adult in age, but they are still kids, 21 and 19. A long time ago, I was a god. Yeah. See, they're at that age now, at the age of 21 and 19. They still young, but at the same time, they're young adults. So it's like, it's kind of like, yeah, the age now where they start to do their own thing and live life and all this other stuff. And it's just like I'm gonna tell you, like when I got to be like 19 off on my own for the first time, like just the whole being independent, so to speak, thing kind of made me just like, and then start hanging out with like my friends at the time, and we started doing things, and it was just like, yeah, mom rarely heard from me. And then when she did hear from me, it was just like, she'd be like, y'all, now that you and your sister, y'all done grew up, went off to college and all this other stuff, and we don't even hear from y'all like that anymore. Like we rarely hear from y'all. 21, 20, and 17. Oh wow. Yeah, so you got a teenager and a young adult. And young adults. Teenager and young adults. Wow. Now I'm just mom. Yeah. And it seems like the more and more the kids grow up, like it's one thing when it's one thing when you have like you have like little like teenage, I mean you have like like 8, 9 year olds, 10 year olds, stuff like that. You kind of like in your early childhood. But like when you have teenagers and it's just like they reach that age where just a lot of times the teenagers start to kind of get into that mind frame, like they start feeling themselves too much, like, I'm a teenager, I'm a young adult, so I'm 18, start sticking their chest out a little bit. It is like, welcome back, Dark Horse. Welcome back to the live. I'm 15 and my mom says she still wishes me and my sister were still kids because my sister is 25. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's how it be. A lot of times, and it really be the moms the most. I feel like the moms, like, I'm not saying the dads don't get emotional, but the moms, they really get emotional. When they start seeing their kids grow up, they be like, they start getting really emotional. A lot of them start crying a little bit. They like, I remember when you was a kid. Now, y'all was my babies. Now y'all, y'all growing up, getting your driver's licenses, and y'all starting to gain a little independence. Two in college, one in high school. Wow. Now I can't even get them to go to dinner. You want to go with me to the store? No. Yeah, I know. I feel you, Bambi. Yeah. They get to that age where they just kind of want to be, you know, it's just crazy, man. Like my 15-year-old plays his video games. Yeah. Yeah, you love, how that go. Love them video games for sure. Them gamers usually start early too. The only good thing I live The only good thing is I live in Cutler Bay, right on the water. I fish a lot more. Well, that's a good way to pass the time. That's a really good way, you know, is going fishing for sure. And you down there in Miami, down there around Miami, wow. That weather year round be like be nice. With I understand they also get hurricanes. It's in Miami, Florida. Okay. I don't get the teenage angst unless I get really mad about something, which isn't always. Yeah, yeah. I feel you on that, Dark Horse. You know, I feel you on that, man. That teenage angst is something else. Like, bro, it is something else. Cause I think I honestly got anger issues because when get so mad, I can't calm down. And I was like that. I'm not even gonna lie. I was like that especially when I was a teenager. I was like that a lot. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I have my demeanor this day and age is very calm. I have a very calm demeanor. Like, the older I got, the more calm my demeanor got. But like when I was a teenager, I was a hothead. I'm not even gonna hold you, bro. Like I was a hothead. Like it'd be like, bro, I be getting so worked up and just be like, I be wilding out, and like, you know what I'm saying. It was just like, I was real emotionally unstable at one point, but I had to like, as I got older and older, I had to like I had to basically learn how to just keep my emotions in check and just be like, you know what I'm saying? Just keep my composure and just, basically deal with situations better and just keep a level head, you know. I'm at the very bottom. I'm like at the very bottom of Florida. So you get hurricanes, like you're at a big risk, right? Since you real close to the ocean, or does it matter? We don't get hurricanes in Iowa, so I don't know much about them. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I've never actually, I've never actually witnessed a hurricane. Like I said, like that's kind of how it is with me, Bambi. Like, with me being in Alabama, we'll get thunderstorms. I can't recall ever getting any floods. But like in this part of the state in Alabama, like Huntsville, it's kind of like more, this is more like foothills and stuff like that, and we get thunderstorms, the occasional tornado, even though I haven't really experienced any tornadoes either. Um, but even though like a lot of northern Alabama got hit with a massive tornado back in 2011, and that was like I think that was an F4 or F5 that hit North Alabama, but it didn't really affect Huntsville too much. But yeah, what crazy um is in from New I'm from New Orleans, so ruining I'm used to ruining from hurricanes. Oh, I'm used to running from hurricanes. They come, I leave. Yeah, yeah. That evacuation and that New Orleans evacuation, and when Katrina hit was crazy, man. It was so many. I remember at the time when Katrina hit, I was living in Atlanta, and it was so many evacuees that came down to Atlanta or came up to Atlanta from New Orleans. It was crazy the amount of people from New Orleans that came to Atlanta. They at that age where they think they are adults because, or they when they think they are adults but act like kids mature wise. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. A mom's job is to cook, clean, take care of the kids. So when the kids grow up and don't need you, it's hard. I feel you on that, Bambi. It's like, you know, yeah, it's definitely a shift. It's definitely a major shift in a paradigm, going from, being being full-fledged mom mode or full-fledged parent mode, and then next thing you know, you don't really it's like now the kids don't really lean on you like that anymore. Baby said, "I'm lucky my kids are boring as fuck, as opposed to being little troublemaking bastards. I'm really lucky." Yeah, they grew exactly, exactly. I can definitely see where you're coming from with that. Yeah, at least they stay out of trouble and everything. That's the main thing. They stay out of trouble. They're not out hanging out with a bunch of knuckleheads and creating trouble and everything like that. We got too many youth like that in our society, which is unfortunate. You know, Push a T, what it do? I've gotten that so many times, bro. So many people that told me I look like Pusha T. It's insane. Which I can see the resemblance. At first, I didn't see it, but I can see it now. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, the more and more people say it, the more I'm like, yeah, I can see the resemblance. I know all about tornadoes, been in tons. Yeah, Iowa, right there, out there, Iowa, Kansas, Nebraska, Oklahoma, around that region. Yeah, them tornadoes be all over the place. Like I said, I've never experienced a very intense tornado myself, even though they do hit Alabama. Um, but yeah, I wasn't here when that tornado hit a lot of northern Alabama back in 2011, especially Tuscaloosa. Tuscaloosa got a lot of damage. They got a lot of damage in Tuscaloosa, bro. Like I wasn't even here I wasn't even in Alabama at that time when that happened, but yeah, I remember it. No, light blue. I wasn't in Katrina. I wasn't in Katrina myself, but I like it was when I was at the time when Katrina hit. I was living in Atlanta, and and a lot of people had moved to Atlanta from New Orleans. When they evacuated the city, and yeah, so I knew quite a few people. I went to high school with them and everything, who actually you know had evacuated. Man, what you do during a tornado? Because I always think to get in the tub. Yeah, yeah. So, I'm gonna tell you, even though I've never actually had the experience of being in a tornado like that, we've had like a lot of tornado drills and um, and so one of the biggest thing they taught us during a tornado drill is one of the biggest thing they tell you is to make sure you go where there's no windows. You go anywhere in the house where there's no windows, mostly in the hallways, or maybe that that like we used to do them a lot when I was there with my grandma in Montgomery, Alabama, and occasionally they'll have like tornado warnings and stuff like that. So as a precaution, we would, my grandma, she'll get us, and we'll go into the hallway bathroom. She'll get like she'll get she'll get the flashlight with the batteries in them. She'll get the little, she had like this little portable radio and everything like that. So basically, my grandma was kind of like one of them. She was in one full fledged survival mode, bro. Like, and yeah, it's crazy. Yes, but that's how we, so but we just based on the fact that we would have tornado warnings and stuff. Even though the tornado didn't never actually hit us, we never, like when I was in Montgomery living with my grandma, we never had an actual tornado hit us, but we would get so many tornado warnings and watches because we get real like severe thunderstorms, and just so basically, just as a precaution, she'll just, because yeah, I woke up. Let's see, sirens were going off. We watched the storm come in. I woke everyone up, made them go down to the man cave, but it hit outside where I was close, but not that close. Not much you can do but hope for the best. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, that's all you can do. That's all you can do. Like them tornadoes, like it's those tornadoes are no joke. That's crazy. I watched a documentary on Katrina, and I had no idea all that stuff happened after Katrina happened. Yeah, it was wild in New Orleans after Katrina. It was just crazy how that whole aftermath, and it was sad too because you had people that lost everything. Like they literally lost everything, and like a lot of them never recovered. Some of them did, some of them bounced back eventually, and was able to kind of like, regain control of their life. But what? But it wasn't easy though. It wasn't easy. I figured if people can chase tornadoes, then I got a chance at running from them. Yeah, those storm chasers, man, they are them tornado chasers are like they are crazy. Like I just like man, I don't see how anybody can have the stones to like go chasing after Mother Nature like that. Go chase after a tornado. They got this one guy, I can't think of his name. He got a whole YouTube channel where he just go out in all these flat areas, these flat land areas where that's prone to tornadoes, and just goes chasing storms to go chase them tornadoes. Yeah, so it was crazy, man. Yeah, damn, that's wild. That's wild, man. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, yeah, it was racist for sure. Racist, helping one group of people not help the other group. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, they didn't help me. Yeah, yep. The helicopter saving the white people, but not the black. Yeah, that was sad though. Light blue. That's terrible, bro. That's terrible. And this was back in 2005, bro. 2005, 2006. It goes to show you that no matter how far, I mean, racism is something that's just like it's infinite. Like unfortunately it's infinite. No matter how far, um, you know, no matter how long, no matter how far we've come in 2005, like from '05, you know what I'm saying? From back like in the Jim Crow 40s, 30s, and 20s, it's just like, dang, bro, 2005, people still acting like that. It's just, come on now, it's crazy. How do you feel about the people that went back to New Orleans after Katrina? Um, well, I knew quite a few of them actually. Um, I went to high school with this one chick. It took her a while, but you know, she actually graduated high school in Atlanta, and then she eventually moved back to New Orleans. Um, and I feel like a lot of those people. despite what happened with Katrina, I feel like a lot of those people just, some people just have a real, that they're just really connected to that city. They just really have that sentimental connection to the city. That's where they were born. That's all they really knew. So they felt like, okay, I can go back to New Orleans and help rebuild the city, or I could, start my life over in New Orleans and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's tough. It's tough, but but they, but like I felt like when they saw that the city was rebuilding, and they, like so slowly but surely they can go back and basically pick up the pieces. You know what I'm saying? The best way they can. What up, DSN? Just stopping by. Well, I appreciate you for stopping by, DSN. Hope everything been going well with you. I know it's been a minute since since I went live. So, but yeah, here I am. I'm doing this live stream. I had to understand that because at first I was like, I would never go back, but now I understand. Yeah, yeah, I think that plays. I think it was a lot of it had to do with they just, that's home to them. You know what I'm saying? Like that's home. Like even though it was severely like devastated with the one of the worst natural disasters to ever hit ever of all time. Like you know what I'm saying? But I feel like they probably just felt like it's this home. This is home. This is where I was born, raised, and like I just they just probably just didn't feel comfortable living anywhere else. But I've known people too. I've known people too that they're originally from New Orleans, born and raised, and they stayed in Atlanta. They stayed in Atlanta, started a family and everything. They occasionally would go home and visit New Orleans, but for the most part, they stay in Atlanta. Hope you're doing well, brother. Heading up to Massachusetts tomorrow by plane for a funeral of a family member. Oh wow, DSN. I'm sorry to hear that, bro. Condolences to your family in this time of loss. Hopefully everybody, or at the end of the day will come out and with just stay strong for your for your family and everything like that. I know it's tough anytime anybody has to go through that, but um you know definitely condolences to your family. It's always hard losing you know a relative or a close friend or somebody who's real close to you. I've had that happen to me. I've had that happen to me at least 4 times within the past I probably say 3 to 4 years. No, 4 years actually. I've had that happen to me within the past 4 years. A lot of lost my uncle. I lost both my grandmothers, and I lost both my grandfathers. Like I lost all my biological grandparents. You know what I'm saying? And my uncle over the course of the past 4 years. So I feel like yes, and I definitely understand. I definitely understand the feeling. You know, the biggest thing is as tough as it was. I feel like there's a silver lining in all of this. As crazy as this may sound, like you know, well, I don't know if it sounds crazy, but it's just like it gives you a better appreciation of life, and then it brought a lot of our families together. Now it's unfortunate that something like that has to bring people together, bring families together. Like, you know what I'm saying, it should be, we should come together on happier, circumstances. But but at the same time, it's like it was a wake up call to us. Like, you know what I'm saying, you need to, like, just be more, we should be around each other more as much as possible. I appreciate that, DSN. I appreciate that, bro. And likewise, if you need someone to talk to, I'm here as well. I appreciate that. Yeah, and that's the biggest thing you can ever have, is like when you dealing with the loss of a relative. And I appreciate that, by the way, Light Blue. I appreciate the your condolences as well. Appreciate it. Um, but yeah, when you going through the loss, when you going through that, having support, having people support you, like, like emotionally support you, or whatever the case may be, just having people like there for you, and just, like, it makes the process that much easier as far as coping and everything like that. Cause so, it's just like, you have people that people that are praying for you, people that are, that's like reaching out to you, and like, showing like love and support. That just it just it really helps in the whole process, as far as trying to get over it, and cope. And because that's a long it's a long road, and in a lot of cases, some people never really, I mean, here's the thing, you might deal with it, you might cope with it, but the pain never really goes away. I mean, honestly, you know what I'm saying? It's just that, through time, it just kind of heals you more and helps you kind of deal with life and kind of move on. But the pain is always the pain is always gonna be there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, yeah, it's like, I want to be able to have a conversation with. I want to always have a conversation with my grandmother, my grandfather, my uncle, and all of them. So. But I appreciate you, DSN, and man, you have a safe trip out to Massachusetts. And condolences to your family. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Light Blue, we said your grandma's death didn't bring my family together. We all started beefing after she passed in 23. Yeah, that's unfortunate, bro. That's really unfortunate, because, like, yeah, you do have families that had that, unfortunately, they start fighting, and start getting, and stop getting, and just beefing with each other and everything like that. I've seen situations like that too, especially when it comes to especially when it comes to financial like matters and stuff like that. Who's going to get control over the money, who's going to get control. It's a lot of times, in most cases, it be centered around money. In a lot of cases, who's gonna get the money, who's gonna get the estate, who's gonna do whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, who's gonna get this and who's gonna get that. And I mean, I'm not sure. I don't know if that has to do with with your particular situation, but like, a lot of times, that's what I hear when people be beefing and fighting and stuff like that. A lot of times it be financial matters and stuff. Like, it's crazy. And it's just like, man, it's like, we just lost a family member, and people are fighting, and it's like, bro, I'm pretty sure that's not what the deceased individual wants, but unfortunately, that's what happens a lot of times. But yeah, man. I've been on this live stream an hour and 10 minutes, y'all. And we had a really good conversation. I'm gonna go get a little nap in so I can get up and hit the gym. I need to go hit the gym today, hit these weights, you know. You know what I'm saying? So but yeah, guys, few more days I'll be vlogging out of town. I haven't decided where I'm going yet between North Carolina and Tennessee. I don't know. Um, between the Smoky Mountains in North Carolina or or like Tennessee. I don't know yet, but I do plan on doing some content though. I do plan on getting some content, some more vlogging, and dropping some more videos for you guys to enjoy. I appreciate y'all once again for tuning into this live stream this morning. DSN, I appreciate you. Light Blue 9, I appreciate you as well. Azante Rose, I appreciate you. Bambi Palermo, appreciate you as well. You already know I appreciate you, Bambi. Um, oh well, I didn't even know Sassy hopped in the live. I totally overlooked Sassy's message unintentionally. I do apologize, Sassy. I don't think you. I mean, you may or may not still be in the chat, but Sassy, if I overlooked you, I do apologize. Charge it to my head, not my heart. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate Dark Horse, Mike the Flex, the Flex. Appreciate you, Mike. Also appreciate Stash Cash for tuning in to the live stream earlier. Appreciate each and every one of you. Raphael Brinkley, appreciate you for just tapping into the live, saying blessings on your journey. I appreciate you for that, Raphael. And yeah, definitely stay tuned for more content, you guys. Everybody who's just coming into the live. Y'all stay tuned for the content. I do plan on doing some vlogging this week. So I appreciate you guys for y'all support. Until next time, though, guys, peace. Have a great day. And I may be back on tonight, later on today. So be on the lookout. All right, later.